white trash, no meth lab, and something you never see. But come to
That's probably why somebody like yourself I met somewhere told me it was something cool in there, and I wrote it down.
Yeah, if you're a rock hound or don't fall down any mine shafts.
Yeah. So you say you've been to the one Warm Springs outside of Rachel? That one Hot Springs?
Rachel.
Headed up to go to Tonopah on the 6th and run it around that way?
No, up through here in like a, I get way back in the day I went to Beatty and they closed that down. It was privately owned, and then whatever happened, they closed that down. I used to go there, and then that's it. And this whole like 100-mile radius is this one, and then Beatty.
Yeah, that one's about. It showed it being 58 miles because I fueled in Tonopah. And it showed me 58 miles. You take the 6 out of Tonopah and run it out the other direction there,
right?
But over by Rachel, and it showed it. But everybody that I looked it up online, and everybody's getting no trespassing tickets by Leon, and nobody took care of it. Like,
yeah, there's little niche spots that if you can, the internet can help with that, but it also could
create
you on a dead end or something.
Yeah, and it can also one of those things you get too many people to go after these little niches, and they'll just shut them down because they don't take care of them. They destroy them, and then they're gone.
You see that happen a lot. Yeah, the ones
unfortunately.
I years ago as a kid, I would go to all the ones like between like around Hoover Dam off the Colorado River. There's a bunch of cool ones around there.
See, and I didn't know that. She was telling me about one that was literally right off damn near off the 93 there.
Yep.
And I'd never been to it. I looked at it, and Google Maps shows pictures of it. And I went, I've gone by that at least 100 times.
Which one was that one?
The one right over by the Hoover Dam.
You just have to know different ones. You can get there from the river, or you can pull right off the 93. Well, now, since they did the Hoover Dam bypass, they've messed it all up. But there's still places you can Google it now, I'm sure, and that's easy. But what you have to do on that one is you just pull off and park, and then you walk all the way down. It's like a wash. So
is it if they exit past the bypass, or you got to go down
there's different multiple ones, and there's some cool
ones
in there. There's one that's like there's a few that are just like sandbagged up from the Colorado River, right next to the Colorado River. But there's one that's like this, like a couple of little lagoons. And the water's like emerald green. It's hot, but it's like deep water. Like you can jump in there and like big. And then there's one part of the second one. They're kind of long, like I don't know, they're like 15, 20-foot long little. And then so the second one, if you didn't know, you like towards the end of it, that's towards the river. There's like kind of a bigger looking rock face looking up that goes in the water. If you know, right under there, you swim underwater and go in there. It's a cave.
Oh, really?
Come up and you got to go underwater, and then you go over and come up inside the cave, and then you're in there.
See, a lot of
I wouldn't stay and pass out in there or anything, but like it's kind of steamy in there, like a steam room, steam cave.
That would be absolutely awesome.
So there's those, and then there's some down into Arizona. But yeah, shoot, there are some, but not like maybe up where you're from. Idaho's.
Yeah, and I'm from Montpelier, Bear Lake, over by Lava Hot Springs. That's where I grew up.
Like Lava Hot Springs has like one of the best like natural springs I love going in, and that's the one that's in the river.
But also with Idaho's, I've noticed most of ours are sulfur based, so you're going to come out of the snow like a rotten egg.
You got the sulfur smell.
Growing up there, we always thought, well, this is ridiculous. So first time we went into Lava Hot Springs and realized that there was more of a mineral that didn't have that sulfur. Yeah, that was much better. I thought they were all sulfur. I used to hate hot springs for that. And I started realizing there's a lot of them like this that don't have that smell.
Right, and there's, I don't know, I'm all about it. I've traveled the world going to them in Japan and Thailand, different places, and like there's sometimes they'll have like the different mineral content, like makes you feel different, like the lithium and radium in there. Like that's like it gives you a little like high, shoot, if it's hot enough, whatever it is, radioactive, being radioactive or just the thermal heat and whatever, it just makes you feel great.
Right.
But I've been to a lot of them in Colorado and Utah, quite a few in Cali, some in Oregon, but
you getting there hot? You want me? If you get too hot, let me know. I'll swing that pipe back over. That's true. It is nice out here.
So hot. That's what to say about those ones down there. People every once in a while, there's an accident where park and you're excited, and it's like a wash, so it's pea gravel going down there, and it's quite a little ways down, but going down and everything. But you come back up out of there, and now it's like 10 steps for 3 kind of thing.
Yep.
And it's hard on people coming back up there, especially after they've soaked, and people don't take enough water. One time I must have been, I'm in 40s now, I must have been late maybe 20, early 20s. And we went down there. We spent the night just back in Colorado. Next morning we're coming up, like so before it gets hot. Either it's hot.
Yeah.
I'm like walking backwards, kind of her because she's lower, and I'm just kind of like 20 feet in front of her, facing her, kind of
Right.
talking to her, but backwards. Wash. I stopped. (9/11) up until they got the bypass done, they had checkpoints. They stopped every single vehicle. I don't know if you remember that.
Yep.
And so that probably messed it up. And then now they just opened at 11, a whole other highway through there.
Yep.
Go through Boulder City.
I was just going down that way 2.5 weeks ago.